men are not losing women from lack of effort. What the real problem is men are actually putting in too much effort in the wrong areas. Effort isn't wrong altogether, but when you put it in the wrong areas, that's when you get bad results with women, and women don't want to see you again. Like all this red pill advice, this alpha advice, this like super masculine advice from the manosphere, it's not wrong because it's doing too much. That's not the reason it's wrong. It's wrong because it's aimed at the wrong direction. Men are using it in the wrong way. And that's why the results with women are actually getting worse a lot of times when men join the manosphere or the red pill community or the pickup dating community. This is why men actually start to get worse results, because all of this advice is aimed in the wrong direction. There's a lot of men out there that seem on paper to have everything right. They dress right, they take care of their bodies, they go to the gym, they even have good jobs, they have good careers, they have hobbies, they're good looking. Everything on paper seems to be absolutely right and they should be getting women. But when they actually interact with women, they go into this different mode where they're not this relaxed, confident, calm, grounded leader. They become this insecure manager trying to manage a woman or trying to manage outcomes, and they don't really appear confident. And women feel this shift instantly. She knows what's going on, even if she can't articulate it. She knows that something is off with this man. She knows she should like him, but she doesn't know why. She just doesn't like him as much as she should. The thing is, when most men get into dating advice or masculine advice or the manosphere, they think that control and leadership is the same thing because it feels the same. It feels identical. This alpha behavior feels the same, but in reality, control and leadership are very different things. The difference in control and leadership isn't in what you're doing per se. It's more so in the expectations. It's in what you need the outcome to be. The problem with this alpha content, this manosphere content, all of this stuff, it sells like the end results. It sells the symptom. It doesn't actually show you the causes that go before. Oh, this is how an alpha acts. This is how a high value man acts. You should try to copy him. But what they're really doing is just addressing the symptom, not the cause. When these guys talk about being alpha or taking control, they made you believe that it's trying to control the outcome. It's trying to get her to do something. It's trying to manipulate her in a certain way, but this is actually really bad advice. It seems to work technically when you have these tactics or these strategies to manipulate her or to get the outcome that you want from your date or when you meet a girl or when you're texting. But underneath, there's always this weird like tension, and she can always feel it. You're always kind of wondering, what if she responds in the way that I don't want her to respond? What if she says this, then I need to say that? It gets to the point where you just feel like you're trying to manage every single thing she does. And it creates this really uncomfortable tension in the interaction, and things aren't like flowing naturally. And it just doesn't really feel like that calm alpha state that people are trying to sell. You're actually managing a low level anxiety of like trying to predict outcomes and trying to like put her through this formula. I need to put her through this mathematical formula to get X outcome or something like that. She's not really following your lead at this point. She's just tolerating your over analytical and over managerial anxious mind. And it's not the most attractive. Most of these alpha guys, when they talk about being a masculine leader and everything, they're actually kind of just talking about dating with anxiety and just posturing to be this alpha male. But it's really this low-level anxiety underneath the surface. It's like they need the woman to respond in a certain way. And she doesn't experience that need of you needing her to respond how you want her to. She doesn't experience that as strength. She experiences that as insecurity. She experiences that as anxiety. And you like posturing as this big alpha male. Like you're not actually acting like an alpha. You're not actually acting like a high value man when you're always expecting a certain outcome. There's this low feeling underneath the interaction that like you need something from her, and she can feel that. Her body picks up on it before her conscious mind can. She just has this feeling like he definitely needs something from me. I don't know what it is, but I just get this feeling like he needs something from me. Think about a situation, maybe a girl you weren't super attracted to, where you felt incredibly at ease around her. You weren't trying to perform for her, you weren't trying to get a certain outcome from her, and you were just being, you were just existing, being. How does that feel when you're just being, you're not trying to perform, and you're not thinking about an outcome? You're just there with that person. Now think about like someone that you were interacting with that like needed something from you. They wanted an outcome. They were trying to sell you something or get validation or get attention. Remember a situation when you're around someone that just you feel like they need something from you. They need the interaction with you to go a certain way. Now there's a version of a man that doesn't need anything from anyone. Not from a woman, not from friends, not from society. There's a type of man that stopped needing things to go a certain way. Something in him just grounded, and he started to feel calm in who he is, calm in who his life is, grounded in his identity, grounded in what he's doing day to day, and he's just fully present. He's fully there. Genuinely interested in where this interaction is going to go, but not trying to control the outcomes. He's okay with whatever happens. Whatever happens, happens. He's just enjoying the moment, present, and interested. When he goes out with a woman, he's not trying to control what happens. She gets to decide what happens. He's not trying to manipulate her or make a certain outcome happen. He's just moving her through the steps. He's just moving her along, taking her on a journey, but she's the one that gets to say, you know, where she wants it to go or how far she wants it to go. Nothing about this man is trying to like pull her towards him or trying to like push towards her or lean in. There's like an absence of pulling, an absence of leaning in, and he's just there. He's just like in the moment. And that kind of draws her in. Like she starts to become magnified towards that man when she feels like he's not really trying to pull me towards him. I'm just coming towards him and he's just leading me through this journey. This is what happens when a man fully lets go of the outcome. Something in his body actually like drops down to the floor. He becomes extremely grounded. He becomes the center of gravity, and women around him just are pulled towards him and they don't really know why. His facial expressions, his eyes, they stop looking for a reaction. They stop looking for validation. He stops trying to manipulate outcomes, and she just starts leaning in without like a conscious thought. She's not thinking, oh, this guy is doing something. She's just naturally pulled towards this energy. This shift in a man, it doesn't come from learning some new technique, learning some new tactic, learning some new whatever strategy, manipulation technique. It actually just comes from understanding, and a lot of men will discover it in a certain moments when things just click. When it becomes very exhausting to try to like manage outcomes, a lot of men will just come to this like realization in a specific moment, and something just releases in him. He just lets go. He lets go of the outcome, lets go of like what's gonna happen, and most men never even come to this realization because it seems like too simple. But the thing is, like, leadership isn't something that you perform. It's something she feels and she's pulled towards, and you just move her through the process. A grounded man is just guiding her. He's just guiding. But a scared, anxious, insecure man, he's always trying to control everything. He's trying to control the outcome, control what she does, control how she behaves. And a lot of men think like this is what alpha behavior is like, but she's just reading that as insecurity, weakness, and not a strong, calm leader. She can't really name what's going on. She just feels this weird, anxious energy behind the interaction. Like you need something from her, and she's repelled by that. She pushes that away. When you stop trying to control the outcomes and you just become present and you just are leading her, something crazy kind of happens, she just starts to follow you instinctually. Like, this is just in her biology to follow a calm man who's a leader. You don't have to really like force this stuff. You don't have to try to control her. You don't have to try to control the outcomes. It just happens instinctually in a woman. It's kind of a crazy thing when you see it happen. But once you see it happen, you can't unsee it. This is what women are designed to do. They're designed to follow a calm leader. And when you start acting like it, you just start becoming that center of gravity that she's just pulled to and wants to follow. So it's not about taking control. It's not about managing everything she does or trying to get a certain outcome. It's actually about coming into your body, becoming more grounded, letting go of the outcome, and just leading the interaction. And incredible things will happen. It's pretty simple. A lot of men will think it's too simple, and they're gonna keep looking for that next strategy, that next tactic, that next little thing that's gonna give them like an advantage. But it's just not really how dating works. That's not how biology works. That's not how women work. So guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.